In the past few weeks, CBN News senior editor John Wagee has been in both Jerusalem and Washington. He joins us now for more on this meeting. John, what's the significance of this meeting between the two leaders for Christians?
Well, George, really Christians voting in the United States, particularly 80% for Donald Trump. Part of the reason that they cast their votes for Donald Trump involved Israel. Trump, down the campaign stretch in the last moments of the campaign, last weeks actually, talked frequently about promising to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and also talked about really reestablishing a relationship with Israel that the United States would be more comfortable for Israel. And that has a lot to do with how Israel is portrayed in the Bible, where the Lord says in Genesis, I will bless those who bless thee and curse those who curse thee. And so there's really a scriptural core to the support that Christians gave to Donald Trump. That's part of it, not to mention all the people around the world who have been praying for Israel. And you can see the increase in tourism in Jerusalem from places like China and Indonesia. Lots of Christians are praying for the peace of Jerusalem and are actually coming there.
John, as you know, tens of thousands of Christians in the Middle East have been forced to flee from their homes and have even faced genocide. Do you think these two leaders can bring any hope for them?
Well, I think there is some hope, George. They're talking about a regional kind of cooperation between the United States and Israel and other states that don't want to see the expansion of radical Islam. Now, if that happens, it means that there's an alliance that can actually defeat the people who have been persecuting Christians, like ISIS, who have been forcing them from their homes and putting them to death. And so that gives some hope that the Christians will be treated well when they're away from their homes, and also that there'll be a more stable environment in the Middle East. A powerful America is bound to contribute to that.
Sure. You know, for years, the international community has called for this thing called a two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinians. What's the biblical significance behind the push for a Palestinian state on the West Bank? Well,
actually, George, that is the territory, the exact territory that the Lord calls in different places in the Bible, the mountains of Israel, my land. He admonishes the nations of the world not to divide his land, and yet that's exactly what the international push has been about for the last 4 decades. And they're demanding Israel make peace with an entity that basically is dedicated to its destruction, whether it's by destruction by diplomacy or destruction by terrorism. And that's just something that is not, this is a biblical patrimony, a land that was promised to the Jewish people 4,000 years ago.
Okay, John Wagee, we need to leave it there. John Wagee jet-setting between Jerusalem and Washington, D.C., giving us insights on all that's going on in the heart of the Middle East. John, as always, sir, thank you for coming on the broadcast.
Thank you, George.